Hi guys, it's Stock Curry. This is where you're going to get every single stock pick from the top 10 YouTubers. And you better buckle up because we got 3 days of stock picks to catch up on. Last video I posted was Thursday. We've got all the videos that came out Thursday, all the videos came out Friday, all the videos came out Saturday. We're going to talk about every single stock pick from the last 3 days today from the top 10 YouTubers. So let's get into it. Now real quick, I just want to give you guys a market update real fast. For anybody who's out there is saying things like, this might be a dead cat bounce, we're going to go back down, huge market crash, blah, blah, blah. No, wrong. The market correction is over. We are going back up. Everything is pointing bullish right now. We are definitely in a V-shaped recovery. I think they said the NASDAQ was up 2% last week, which means if it goes up 2% each week, we still got 4 more weeks of recovery before we get back to where we were before this correction started. So I am looking forward to more great green days in the days ahead and in the weeks ahead. I think these stocks are going to go right back up to where they were right before this correction started. And man, I'm looking forward to making some money in these next few weeks. So don't listen to those people that think this might be a dead cat bounce. It's not a dead cat bounce. This is a V-shaped recovery. And it is beautiful, my friends. Beautiful. All right. For those of you who are new to this channel, my name is Stock Curry. I used to work as an analyst for some large investment banks, and now I analyze stock picks from the top 10 YouTubers. I then compile all of my analysis into a daily video that I post right here on this channel. I spend hours every day watching YouTube videos so that you don't have to. All you have to do is watch one video each day and you will get every single stock pick from the top 10 YouTubers. And all I ask in return is that you hit that like button, subscribe, and click the bell icon so that you can get notified when I release my next video. In fact, I'll give you 5 seconds to do that right now. All right, before we get into today's stock picks, I just want to remind everyone that I am not a financial advisor, and none of the YouTubers I follow are financial advisors either. Today's video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who are wondering, you are currently looking at the Webull desktop app. Webull is the app that I use for all of my trading, and Webull is also the app that I use in all of my videos. If you'd like to get 2 free stocks worth up to $1,850, as well as a transfer promotion with up to 25 free stocks worth up to $40,000, you can use my link in the description below to sign up for Webull and take advantage of that. All right, let's get into today's stock picks. All right, first up is ABML. This is American Battery Metals Corporation. They're a lithium battery recycler. Larry Jones discussed a response by ABML that said the recent short seller report included many false statements. He showed how the short report was released by Spruce Point Capital, which is a short seller. And of course, anytime a short seller releases a short report attacking a company, you have to take it with a grain of salt because they have an interest in pushing that company's stock price down so that they can profit. That means they will do whatever it takes, including spreading false news and filing class action lawsuits to help themselves profit. Now you can profit off of this by buying after a short report comes out and a company's stock price is tanked. And that's what we're seeing with ABML. The share price dropped all the way down to $1.53 at one point, and now it's up 40% from that point. By buying when a company is beat down, you can see tremendous profits. Even though ABML is already up 40% from its low, it still has a 127% upside to get back to all-time highs. Next up is AMC. This is AMC Movie Theaters. I'm going to remove the EMA so that we can discuss this chart a little bit better. Now, Trades released another video on Friday basically saying that the AMC short squeeze has not yet happened. He also sees more market manipulation based upon the fact that Fintel shows the borrow rate at 3.5%, but if you call TD Ameritrade, for example, their borrow rate is 19%. So something fishy is going on there. Now, I will let you know that the short interest is only around 25%, which isn't super high. If I'm personally looking for a short squeeze stock, I'd be far more interested in a stock like GME or SKT. By the way, you can find stocks with high short interest on highshortinterest.com. I have a link to their website in the description under resources. Now back to AMC. Smart Trader let us know that this is forming a cup and handle, as well as possibly an ascending triangle, both of which are bullish. Now while the cup and handle failed to take hold on Thursday, the ascending triangle still holds. Smart Trader did warn that if AMC drops below the ascending triangle, then the bullish technicals are invalidated and we could see AMC drop. This is a SPAC and they're merging with Markforged. Markforged is an AI-powered 3D printer and composite materials manufacturer. ZipTrader let us know that ARK Invest has been buying AONE ever since they announced their merger target back in February 24th. By the way, if you want to track what ARK Invest is buying and selling, you can do so on lucidtracking.com. I have a link for this website down in the resources section of the description of this video. Now, ZipTrader went into significantly more detail on AONE than StockMo did a few weeks ago. So if you want the full details on this company, including what they do, who their customers are, and what their growth outlook looks like, I recommend you watch ZipTrader's video that he uploaded Friday evening. Next up is APPS. This is Digital Turbine, and this is one of 3 growth stocks Smart Trader mentioned today. He said APPS earnings were really good and they should get back to $100 soon. Last quarter, they reported a 324% increase in year-over-year earnings per share. Next up is APXT. This is a SPAC and they're merging with AvePoint, which is a data management company that is specifically focused on the Microsoft Cloud. Richard Allen reviewed AvePoint's Q4 earnings on Friday. They had a record year with their subscription revenue growing 66% and their total revenue increasing 31%. So the company is growing. Just keep in mind that they are still not profitable. Now, if we take a look at the chart, the RSI and MACD are turning bullish, which is good, but the EMA tells a different story. While the stock did close above the 200-day EMA on Thursday and Friday, I'm concerned about the fact that it bounced off of the 21-day EMA on Thursday and dropped on Friday. So this stock is giving mixed signals. Chris Zane recommends loading up on this stock. Now, personally, I think it's okay to buy at this price. Just make sure you set a stop loss at around $12.25 in case the action on Thursday and Friday was a dead cat bounce and this stock continues going down. Next up is BEEM. StockMo briefly mentioned BEEM on Friday. Mainly, he's just interested in the fact that the average analyst price target is $87.50, which represents an 81% upside potential from Friday's closing price. By the way, this website is called TipRanks, and it's another website that I have down in the resources section of the description of this video. It allows you to see what analysts are saying about the stocks, as well as what insiders and large institutions are buying and selling. I will let you know that I am working on getting my portfolio up here on TipRanks so that you guys can see what I own, what I've bought, sold, when, all that kind of good stuff. Unfortunately, they don't connect with Webull, but they do connect with TD Ameritrade. So you won't get my swing trading portfolio, but at least you'll get some of my portfolios on here. And we'll see. Hopefully I get that 5-star rating. Maybe, maybe not. But it'll be a good thing for you guys to see that I actually am making money and I'm not just BSing you all. Now, getting back to BEEM, I want to let you know that I've been seriously considering BEEM as my stock pick both last week and this week. They make the world's only transportable, solar-powered, 100% off-grid EV charging station. Their charging stations are the same size as a standard parking lot, and they can be taken off of a truck and be ready to go in just 4 minutes. Each one can charge up to 6 EVs at a time, with the cords reaching up to 12 parking spaces. Now, what's unique about BEEM is that they don't actually make the chargers themselves. They make the solar structures that supply power to the charging stations. The customer then selects the charging station, such as ChargePoint or EVgo, to mount to the structure. The charging station is mounted at the factory, and when the truck arrives to drop off the charging station is up and running in just 4 minutes. Now, the reason I didn't mention BEEM last week is because as of Friday last week, the technicals were still very bearish. There was no way for me to know that Friday was going to be the low on BEEM. Here we are 5 days later, and BEEM is up 57% this week. And now I'm wondering if it went up too fast and if it's going to have a small pullback. It might, but the technicals are now very bullish. So I think the chances of BEEM going up are much higher than BEEM going down. So I'm going to go ahead and make this my stock pick for this week. I'm going to give you a buy-in price of $55, an ideal buy-in price of $45, and a stop-loss price of $39. I will also give you a short-term price target of $72, and I will remind you that Larry Jones has a year-end price target of $100. Next up is CCIV. This is a SPAC and they're merging with Lucid Motors. Lucid Motors is an American EV company and a competitor to Tesla. StockMo said that he remains bullish on CCIV. He has not sold anything. In fact, he bought more CCIV over the past 2 weeks. StockMo sees CCIV getting to between $40 and $50 by the end of this year. Personally, I would not be surprised if CCIV hits $40 by the end of next month. Next up is CHPT. This is ChargePoint, and StockMo said he is just holding his CHPT for now. This is a long-term play for StockMo. Next up is COIN. This is Coinbase, and this is a platform that is used to trade cryptocurrencies. They have filed to go public, but we don't know the exact date they will start trading yet. They are expected to go public sometime near the end of this month. Keen and Grace just wanted to get this on your radar because this will be the next largely hyped IPO after Roblox. Next up is CTRM. This is Castro Maritime, and they are a commercial shipping company. Keen and Grace said it's time to rinse and repeat with CTRM. Keen and Grace let us know that CTRM just acquired their 13th dry bulk vessel. Shipping vessels are cheap right now due to the pandemic, and Castro Maritime is taking advantage by growing right now while everything is cheap. Personally, I love this strategy. This is like buying a bunch of tech stocks at the end of 2000, or buying up a bunch of houses at the end of 2009. As the pandemic ends and things get back to normal, CTRM's revenues should explode. And speaking of revenues, Keen and Grace let us know that earnings are expected on March 23rd before the market opens. Now technically, CTRM looks very strong. The RSI, MACD, and EMAs are all bullish. It's not too late to buy CTRM. I'm going to give you a buy-enter price of $1.15, an ideal buy-in price of $1, and a stop-loss price of 89 cents. Next up is DIS. This is Disney. Keen and Grace let us know that they surpassed 100 million subscribers in just their first 16 months since they launched. They continue to get new subscribers. Also, their parks were closed for much of the past 12 months, and they remain limited in both capacity and operations. Once their parks fully reopen, we can expect DIS to go even higher. Next up is DKNG. This is DraftKings. They're an online sports betting company. Chris Sain gave a buy-enter price on DKNG of $70. I agree with that, and I will add an ideal buy-in price of $67 and a stop-loss price of $54. Next up is EXPI. This is EXP World Holdings. Smart Trader thinks EXPI will get back towards the $90 to $100 level soon. They did a 2-for-1 stock split on February 16th, and as we often see with buy the hype, sell the news events, this ran up massively going into the stock split and then sold off after the stock split. It is now back to its trend line and should continue going up. Just keep in mind that this should be a long-term hold for you. This is FUTU Holdings, and Smart Trader said this is another very strong long-term growth stock. Earnings is on March 16th. Last quarter, earnings per share grew by 1,784% year over year, and their sales rose by 276%. This company is growing insanely fast. Next up is IMMR. This is Immersion, and they're a haptic touch feedback technology company. Dead Inside reviewed an announcement on Friday that discussed Immersion's partnership with Striker VR to develop a new cutting-edge force feedback gaming peripherals. Essentially, Striker VR will use Immersion's technology to develop realistic VR games so that users can actually feel the crack of a baseball bat or the pull of a fishing line. Regarding their Q4 earnings conference call, Dead Inside went over some highlights, including the fact that their revenue for the PlayStation 5 DualSense controller was in line with expectations. They also renewed licenses with ABTVN, a game peripheral OEM that offers force feedback steering wheels and flight simulator equipment. And they have developed automotive touchscreen haptic feedback interfaces, and they delivered prototypes to various vehicle manufacturers for further development and use in future vehicles. Relationships with Samsung and Apple for their phones remains good, and they also have new patents issued which will further strengthen their intellectual property portfolio. In summary, this company is growing and they are becoming more profitable with an increase in profitability over the past 4 quarters. Technically, the chart looks strong with the RSI and MACD both turning bullish. The EMA is also looking good with price staying above the 10-day EMA for the past 3 days, which is a sign of strong recovery. Next up is LMND. This is Lemonade, and they're an American insurance company. ZipTrader said this is an obvious buy at these prices and gave a $170 price target. Now technically we have some issues. This stock is refusing to go back above the 10-day EMA, which is bearish. RSI is also struggling to maintain its upward momentum, which is bearish. The only thing technically bullish about this stock is the MACD. So if you decide to buy LMND, I would set a stop loss at around $95. Next up is MVIS. This is Microvision, and this company produces LiDAR and heads-up displays for autonomous driving vehicles. Keen & Grace let us know that they just reported earnings. Earnings were okay, but the real reason this stock was up almost 20% on the day, including after hours, was that rumors came out that they are going to be involved in helping to build Apple's first electric vehicle. Also, they are expected to start sales of their long-range LiDAR sensors in Q3 of this year, which will help boost revenues. Now, Keen & Grace gave a buy-in price of $18 and an ideal buy-in price of $15. I think both of those are good. I will add a stop-loss price of $11. Next up is NIO. This is NIO, and they're a Chinese EV manufacturer. Stock thinks NIO will continue going up not only through the next few weeks, but also through the end of this year. Keen & Grace reminded us that NIO has an average analyst price target of $65. But if we remove the analysts who have poor performance ratings, then the price target actually goes up to $67. Next up is NNDM. This is Nano Dimension, and they're a 3D computer chip printer manufacturer. Richard Allen reviewed Nano Dimension's Q4 earnings and their conference call. The earnings were pretty much in line with expectations. It was their conference call and their future potential for this company that caused NNDM to go up 15% on Thursday. They talked about the fact that their computer chips that were printed by the printers were already being used in space. They also said they have good relationships with the automotive and 5G industries, which will help future growth. Regarding the cash they have on hand, they said that at least 50% would go towards an acquisition target, with less than 50% being used on research and development. They are looking to acquire companies that can help them speed up their manufacturing and improve their chemicals. In other words, it sounds like they are trying to prepare to go to mass market with their printers. They were also working to get into micromechanical and nano device 3D printing. This is similar but a new industry for NNDM that will expand their current printer lineup and should help greatly increase revenues. I will remind you that I am invested in NNDM, and after getting stopped out 3 times over the past 4 weeks, I was finally able to keep the shares that I bought at around $7, and now I am up over 50% on this stock. Next up is OGI. This is Organigram Holdings. Chris Zane recommended loading up on OGI, but recommends buying this on a pullback. The 10-day EMA is at $3.42, so somewhere around $3.50 would be the best price to buy in at. Next up is OGZPY. This is Gazprom, and they're an energy company. Chris Zane listed this as one of his easy money plays for this week. Chris Zane thinks this will do well as bond yields increase. Chris Zane recommends holding for 1 to 2 weeks or whenever you are up 20 to 50%, whichever comes first. Next up is QS. This is QuantumScape. They are a solid-state lithium-ion battery manufacturer. This is the same technology that NIO used to achieve a 600-mile range in their EVs. Larry Jones showed us that QS was hit by a short seller report a few days ago. Larry Jones believes that QS will double and that this is a long-term hold for Larry Jones. Next up is RBLX. This is Roblox, and they're an online gaming platform. Keen & Grace let us know that ARK Invest purchased RBLX for their ARKW ETF. Now, this stock just started trading, so if you are interested in buying RBLX, I would recommend dollar cost averaging in over the next 2 to 3 weeks. I would recommend splitting the amount you want to invest into 3 to 10 pieces and buying a little bit every day or every week. Next up is SKLZ. This is Skills, and they're an online gaming platform. Dead Inside reviewed Skills' Q4 earnings call as well as a new deal they just got. Dead Inside likes the fact that they are expanding into India and also have an agreement with the NFL to build a branded NFL game. Neither of those things are included in their projected earnings, which is why Dead Inside believes they will grow faster than they are predicting. They also have the highest retention rate of any social platform, beating TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. In short, people are addicted to their platform. They are growing by over 90% per year. Currently, they only have 0.1% of the world's gamers on their platform, so they have a huge growth potential. Now, Dead Inside went over this in more detail, so if you are interested in SKLZ, I would recommend you watch Dead Inside's video that he uploaded Thursday. Technically, this bounced off of the 100-day EMA last week and is showing a strong rebound with bullishness on the EMAs, the RSI, and the MACD. Next up is SNDL. This is Sundial Growers, and they're an MMJ company. Chris Zane included SNDL as one of his easy money plays for this week. He likes SNDL at current prices and said this could potentially double. Next up is SOL. This is Reyna Solar Power, and they're a solar company. Keenan Grace reminded us that SOL is having an investors meeting on March 17th for institutional investors. Then on March 23rd, after the market closes, they are reporting earnings. And in 3 of the last 4 earnings, SOL beat earnings expectations. Technically, this stock is very bullish, with the RSI rising and the MACD having turned bullish on Thursday. The EMAs also look good, with SOL closing above the 10-day EMA for each of the last 3 days. If you are not already in this play, I will give you a buy-in price of $16.50, and ideal buy-in price of $15, and a stop-loss price of $13.50. I will also give you a $25 price target. Next up is SOS. This is SOS Limited, and they're a Bitcoin miner. Larry Jones showed us that SOS is another company that was beat down by a short seller report. They have now consolidated between the 21-day and 50-day EMAs. The RSI and MACD are both flat, so this stock could go either way. The fact that Bitcoin got over $60,000 this weekend might help kickstart another bull run on this stock. Just keep in mind that short seller pressure remains strong, so if you decide to buy SOS or if you are currently holding SOS, I would recommend setting a stop loss at around 10% below where it is now. Next up is TSLA. This is Tesla, and they're an American EV manufacturer. Keenan Grace thinks TSLA is the best place to put your stimulus check because it's cheap right now, and he thinks this will get to $1,000 or $1,500 by the end of this year. Also, he reminded us that ARK Invest thinks TSLA will get to $7,000 in the next 4 years. And regarding your stimulus checks, everybody agrees that you should be investing in your future. I am encouraged by the fact that 40% of millennials and Zoomers say they are going to put their stimulus checks into the stock market. Now, if you're a brand new trader, one of the best things you can do is to sign up for ZipTrader U. It is by far the best training course I have ever found for new traders. It will help you be profitable and help you to stop gambling. I have a discount for 15% off of ZipTrader U in the description of this video. Also, if you don't yet have a Webull account, for example, maybe you're brand new at this, you're just watching videos to get ideas, but you haven't actually started trading yet, use your stimulus check and get to it. When you open an account with Webull and deposit it with just $100, they're going to send you 2 free stocks worth up to $1,850. What a great way to get started trading. To take advantage of that offer, just use my link in the description of this video. Next up is TTCF. This is Tattooed Chef, and they were a plant-based foods company and a competitor to Beyond Meat. ZipTrader let us know that TTCF is expanding their product line starting March 15th with 6 new products in Target stores nationwide. ZipTrader said he is very excited about TTCF as a long-term play, especially at these prices. Now, if we look at the technicals, both the RSI and MACD are bullish. The stock also closed above the 10-day EMA each day for the past 4 days, which is bullish, and it closed above support on Friday as well. Long story short, the future looks rosy for TTCF. Chris Zane gave a buy-in price of $20 on TTCF, but I think that's too low. I will give you a buy-in price of $22.25, an ideal buy-in price of $21, and a stop-loss price of $19. Next up is UAVS. This is Ag Eagle Aerial Systems. Chris Zane included this as one of his easy money plays for this week. He said it is currently at a level where it can double from here. Next up is ZOM. This is Zomedica, and they're a pharmaceutical company. Keenan Grace gave the same buy-in price as Chris Zane of $2 on ZOM. Keenan Grace reminded us that ZOM will start delivering their TrueForma machines at the end of March. TrueForma is a machine that will allow veterinarians to perform lab tests at their office in just 18 minutes. That means they won't have to send blood samples to a lab and won't have to wait a day or two to get results back. Now, regarding the buy-in price, my problem is that I'm seeing this maintain its upward trend line. So I actually don't think this will drop below $2 again, unless something bad happens. So I'm going to give you a buy-in price of $2.40, an ideal buy-in price of $2.15, and a stop-loss price of $1.90. Okay, finally we have ZYNE. This is ZYNE Pharmaceutical. They're a pharmaceutical company. Keenan Grace let us know about this company today. They have an average analyst price target of $8.67, but as with all pharmaceutical companies, it will only get that high if it gets FDA approval. They have 4 drugs in the pipeline. They have 3 drugs that just completed phase 2 trials and 1 drug currently in phase 2 trials. That means by the end of this year, they are expected to have 3 drugs in phase 3 trials. So they could potentially get FDA approval on 3 drugs as early as 2022 if all goes well. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video and got a lot out of it. Comment down below what your favorite stock pick is. And if you want to get some free stocks, sign up for Webull using my link in the description below. When you sign up and you deposit $100, they're going to give you 2 free stocks worth up to $1,850. They're also going to give me 1 free stock, so it helps you out and also helps the channel out. Finally, remember to hit that like button, subscribe, and click the bell icon if you haven't already. I hope you have a lot of success trading, and I will see you tomorrow.